All right, back again. Another in the series. I think this is 4 or 5 of the series that I'm doing now. Like I say, there'll be about 10, 15 videos altogether. So if this is the first of the series you're seeing, you can catch up on all of them online. Depending on when you're looking at this video, they'll all be online right now because I'm in the process of shooting them. It kind of depends on when exactly you go online to find them. But my website, which I will give you that information, will have tons and tons of information. Now the purpose of this video, this series, is to give you an overview. I remember some time ago in the coffee industry, this was in the early 90s, and I was embroiled in the coffee industry and doing a lot of instruction and teaching. I was national marketing director for a major coffee roaster, and we did a lot of training. Well, to understand what it takes to be in the coffee business and successful and to be a true barista, it took hours and hours and hours of training to really be on top of it. The standard in Italy, it was a 10 to 12 year apprenticeship to become a good barista. Well, I had a 16-hour program that I wrote and conducted that was just to teach people what are the elements of that. Not necessarily to teach the skills, but what skills are you going to need. I mention that because when you get an overview, that bigger picture of things, it really helps you know where you're at, where you're going, where you need to be. And so this video series helps give you that oversight where you can understand what it is, know how many different elements are going to be involved. I remember that the people who followed the instruction, went to the classes that we offered and whatnot, they were the ones that went out and they stood out in the industry. They did really well. Those people that went off and did their own thing, not so much. And so this is the same thing. This is, when you know the bigger picture, the overview, it's amazing what you can accomplish. So, saying that, this one is called Niche Market Evaluation. Understand there are niche markets, and within a niche market are different products. So where do you look for your niche market? Well, there's a number of factors. There are the practical things that are just practical across the board, and there's those things that where your passions and whatnot can be at work. Do something that you like. Do something that you can get your teeth into and enjoy. A lot of people go to work every day and they just hate their jobs. I found out somebody who's fairly close to me and has been for a lot of years. I just discovered after all these years, the guy's never been happy in his job. Never been happy. A nice family, and seems to be successful and good at what he does. Never been happy. Never doing a job that he really loves. Goes, does his work, comes home, and that's it. But you can be passionate. You can have that which you're passionate about. So when you start to look at niche markets, there's everything from sports arena and seasonal things, and there's just all kinds of different niches that you can be in. I know a guy that's in the automotive parts business, and he sells odd parts. And he makes a lot of money, but he's passionate about it. And he knows what he's doing. So there's a lot of different niches. And in online affiliate marketing, the biggest area of growth is in digital products. And so we'll talk more about that. But where do you look for those things? Well, you can go online, you can do some research and whatnot, but take the time to do it. Look around a little bit. And then break it down. And by the way, one of my jobs in all of this for you is to help you as a guide. We can connect, and I can help guide you towards those things that you're going to want. Again, this is just an oversight. I'm not going to go way deep into the woods on this thing, but personally, I can help you direct you to the things that are going to work best for you, that are consistent with your skills and the things you'd like to accomplish. What are the best sources for these things? Lots of study online. Look around. What businesses are thriving? What is it you really want to do? There's affiliate marketing available on so many different levels, but you want the best source is that which is going to be highly functional and that you're going to enjoy. And the specifics of where you go for that, whether it's like there's ClickBank, there's JVZoo, there's other ones that specialize in online affiliate marketing products. So that's a source for you. But the biggest thing is, in terms of your best source, is that which fits you, fits your personality that you can identify with. Okay, so that's just a quick touch base on that idea. Personal continuity. What are the things, when you talk about your passions and whatnot, make sure that whatever you're doing is in alignment with the things that you can get excited about. Because if you're not excited about it and you're just humdrum in everything you do, that'll come through and you'll never really make any progress. Regional compatibility. Some products are just regional, and there's going to be a very short geographic market. What is it that is more than just regional is widespread, to where you've got the largest market available to you. And so when you get, there's some products that are very seasonal or very limited in terms of when they're going to sell. So you have to consider all of those things in this process. Then low cost, high margin. This is a big deal. There's some products that are so expensive that it's difficult to stay within a price range that can be popular online. There are certain price points that consumers online don't have any problem with. And they'll spend certain amounts of money in certain categories, but there's limitations on what they'll spend in a given category. And so you want to make sure that you're in a product category where there's a low enough cost that your margin is high enough that you can actually make money on a sale. You have two people side by side spending just as much time marketing their products. One guy is nearly broke. The other guy's making money hand over fist because one's making more money on a per sale basis. So how you select that becomes a major issue in terms of how much money you really make. How hard are you working for that money? Working smart, not hard. So those are factors you want to look at. Cost per customer acquisition. Now this is kind of a big deal. You might have, I'm going to take some numbers at random. Let's say it costs you $10 per person to get them into your system and actually buy something. Well, if you're selling a $10 product, you're going backwards. So you want to make sure that whatever you want to understand what your cost of per customer acquisition is, keep track of that so that you can really look at, are you making enough money to make it worthwhile, and you're actually increasing your return on investment. So that's really important, cost per customer acquisition. Watch Shark Tank sometime if you want to see where they talk about these things and ask, do you know what your customer acquisition costs? And people stand there, blabbering and they have no idea. Well, they're not the people that are ever going to make it. They're not going to make it through. You got to understand your numbers. Product acquisition. Again, here this is how reliable is the source? Do you have a possibility of back orders? What are the parameters around acquiring the product? I mentioned it before, the videos, but this is really a big deal. I love digital products because once the digital product is there, it's it's done, it's downloadable. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of thing, and you can really get ahead of the margin. You end up with a low cost per product, high commissions, and when the value is there, and it's very easy to do, you don't end up having to do returns and that kind of stuff and mess with it. The other thing is price points in general. Understand your price points. You might, if you're going to sell a product that you can easily sell high quantities, it's okay to have a low price. You see on television all the time, they advertise products for $19.95 or whatever it is. Well, that's a very popular price point. A lot of people are willing to spend that at the drop of a hat. Well, you get into a more sophisticated product, and it might be several $1,000s. But depending on the niche you're in and the actual value there is, what is the product, where's the value, how do you establish that, and within that niche, what's a good price point to run with? I think I'm around the 8-minute mark, so I'll cut this one short. I do want to point your attention to the fact that at the 4% Challenge is a place where all these things, everything in every one of the 15 videos I'm going to put out, everything is considered in there so that you have an ultimate blueprint and system that you can go on and use to build. It's not done for you. You learn how to do everything step by step. It's an amazing program. So I call your attention to that, and there'll be a link on here where you can get that. Okay? So with that, I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you. God bless.